When making decisions, I like to look at data and seek out the opinions and advice of others. I take the process seriously and I try to do it well. Because as a leader, I need to feel comfortable with the decisions that I make and really own the outcome. Sometimes, though, the data just doesn't seem quite right. Maybe the messenger has some other agenda. Or maybe there is something that others don't see. In the end, your gut feel is important. When I was a kid growing up in Milwaukee, I had some friends who used to brag about all these trips they were making to go see minor league hockey games. Milwaukee Admirals, and they'd go to cities like Grand Rapids and Flint and Des Moines, Iowa, and Toledo. They'd stay in these Holiday Inn, holodomes, and swim and play video games. It sounded so awesome. I really wanted to go. Then they would invite me to his house to look at hockey stuff. And then they would say, sometimes he even lets us have beer. Data was great, and the opinion of my friends was unanimous. But something held me back. It seemed really cool, and I wanted to go. But something seemed odd about a grown man that lived in an apartment with his mom, hanging around with so many kids my age. He volunteered at the church. There were a lot of single moms, but he didn't date any of them. So for a reason I didn't understand, I always said no. I didn't want to go. And then when I would get home, I would regret it, but never enough to back out. Many years later, as the story surfaced, I realized I was right. There was something wrong. With all the recent scandals and all the youth protection training that people do today, the punchline of the story seems obvious. But back in the late 1970s, it was not so obvious. There wasn't much information, and it was an environment ripe for abuse. But who knew? Who knew? I didn't know. But sometimes you need to trust your gut. Because maybe, just maybe, you do see something that others don't.